To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Marilyn Savant. My friends, each and every day we track these markets for you. We ask that you spend 10 to 15 minutes with us tracking your favorite stocks, ETFs on your own, practice trading, learning by doing. Let's jump into these charts. This is the day where the market heard what it wanted to hear. The president came out and said, oh, a peace deal. We've been hearing this forever. And the market will believe whatever the market wants to believe to get it through. And after all of the down movement that we have seen starting, last Friday? You can see when we crossed through, that was Friday morning and afternoon on our half-day chart, rocketing down. It needed some good news. It wanted some good news. The president, of course, who watches the stock market all the time, gave it some good news. And you can see the green candle in the afternoon. Everything popped up based upon that. Has anything changed? Of course not. But it's news. And if you want to know how news really affects things, I want you to listen to, I'm going to put at the end of today's video, a video on news. It's an old training we did. Talks to you about news and the effect that it has typically. You'll find it interesting. I can tell you, though, for those of you who are watching your time very closely, news typically is a bump. And then what happens? Everything reverts back to the mean. Now, again, if it's big news that alters everything, such as a massive, the 9/11, those kind of events, COVID, those kind of events are going to affect things for a while. But I tell you, go back and look at what COVID did. After several weeks of pulling things down, things then turned around. It's very fascinating what happens, even with big events that have long-ranging impacts. You can still look back and learn a lot from it. So, again, news, typically temporary. Take that training if you have the time at the end of today's video. Check it out. Let's jump into these charts. Like I said, everything's up for the day. S&P 500 up 1.70%. If we look at the half-day chart, you can see where things really cranked in the afternoon. And, of course, lots of volume. We've had lots of volume this week. You can see on the two-day chart, first day of the latest two-day candle will finish drawing tomorrow, almost average. The last, what is this, 6 days with the three candles starting on Wednesday, the 3rd of June. You can see we've hit average or above average if things have been cranking down. Now, you can see on the weekly, we're already at average. Now, it's been coming down for many weeks, but we hit the same. Again, last week was a shortened week. This week we hit where we were last week on Thursday. So again, lots of volume with a red down candle again, meaning we've got real bearish influence. Now, if Trump solved the problems in Iran, literally had a big peace deal, that'd be one thing. Don't see that happening right now. We are still bearish on stocks, at least as far as what's happening this week. Not saying it can't recover. It might. I mean, look at the NASDAQ. It's up 3.33% on that news. It wanted some good news with SpaceX offering and all that other stuff coming out. Of course, lots of excitement there that's pumping the tech side. So again, as we look, we still have all sorts of pressure pushing things down. We have a red spinning top here, lots of volume. Again, a break in that movement. Could it go back? It could. And again, we'll make some decisions on Friday on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. What about bonds? Well, bonds again resuming that up move apparently. 1.30%. Again, they were buoyed and popped right above that weekly trend line that the half-day chart had fallen below the two-day, trying to push above it. Also, the weekly stayed above it with a green spinning top, and we are getting close to average volume, which we should hit. Again, things recovering nicely for bonds. Not saying they're going to stay that way. What do we see with gold? Gold popping up nicely. You can see here on that afternoon candle, green spinning top, lots of volume up 3.13%. Of course, we still have a red candle going down with the 2-day chart. And again, a big down ranging candle on the weekly chart, already above average volume this week. Didn't have to do a whole lot. The volume on gold has been very low. And of course, we go to Bitcoin. That means, of course, we are still bearish on gold. We go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin recovered 2.69%. And again, I've been telling you to watch Bitcoin here at this level. You can see it on the 2-day. You can see it on the weekly. You can see it on the half-day coming up above. Bitcoin's been hanging around this bottom area right here where we put in this support line. I guess we could actually maybe move it down a little bit to where it was bouncing around more. Put it right in that area. Bitcoin hanging around right there. What's that tied to? That's tied to this low that Bitcoin hit back at the beginning of February. It's moved back down to it, but is not pushing down and staying below it. So let's keep an eye on Bitcoin. If it really starts generating some energy, then of course we could ride that up if Bitcoin turns around. Again, we're not a stock, Bitcoin, gold, or bond calling service. We're an education firm. We don't portend, pretend, push anything here. We want you to practice trade with us, learn by doing, not by throwing money out, because when you don't know what you're doing, you're just gambling. We want you to learn how to do it the right way. Again, watch that training about news at the end of today's video. We always love to hear from you, Patreon members. We've already put out the 5-day plus analysis, trade execution summary grid. I'm about to finish running for you the weekly vertical crossovers on the S&P 500, looking for good crossovers with volume. And we'll be publishing those out to you as we always do. Everything to our Patreon member goes both to your email and to the Patreon page. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.